rolling agenda based on the
Okay.
people who join in.
Okay.
I see you already have a topic, I think. Is this a topic?
Documentation, documentation for newcomers and for websites
Mhm.
together at the same time because it is connected in my mind and for our organization, in my opinion.
Mhm. All right. At the current time, I think we have a guide for newcomers, which
Yes,
is
I
fairly
just
decent, I suppose.
tried
Yeah.
to translate one document on
Mhm.
GitHub. Uh,
Mhm.
did you have time to check it out? Check it?
I haven't yet, but let's take a look at it. Did you make a PR on it?
No, 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 Pierre. We were talking on an issue. Let me uh, give you the link.
Yeah, sure, that will help. Are you sending it on the chat?
Both chat and to Slack. But I
All
need to
right.
find where it is. Yes,
Sure.
I found it. First Slack.
All right. Let me check back then. You would be translating it into
Turkish, yes.
Turkish, right?
And then Zoom. I don't know fluently Turkish and English, mainly United States American English.
Mhm.
Uh, so I can only do that for now, but I'm gonna learn other languages, and so I'm gonna translate other languages such as Spanish as well, and Deutsch, Russian, and many others, maybe.
Nice. That's very nice, actually. We just converted our Meshi documentation, almost complete converted it into Spanish.
Yes, it will take time to publish that translation, maybe, because it is a
Oh yes, we already have it published. At least the Spanish translation.
no, no. I mean the Turkish Markdown file.
Mhm.
How can we publish that?
We can publish that by adding it into the plugin that we're already using. Hmm. Do you have it in a Markdown file anywhere?
I just uh, save it to local and
Mhm.
copy paste and to the issue section.
All right. Yeah, that works. Let's do this. Let's have you translate a couple of other pages, and I'll introduce a Turkish aspect to the site. So, for example, where we use Spanish right now, we either have English or Spanish, in which the site can be converted to. We'll add a Portuguese, and I'm not sorry, we'll add a Turkish option to it.
Yes,
And
it will
after
be
you're
fine.
done converting a couple of the pages, we'll integrate them.
Yes, yes, okay.
Does that work?
Yes, 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 okay.
All right. So you can either make a PR for individual pages, or you can do a certain number of pages together and make a combined PR that
Maybe
we have it in. Yeah.
we can write a, a web together with um, VS Code, Visual Studio Code, Live Share. Do we run that for our documentation? Or Google Cloud is working, but Google Pages or the Google Office, but
Mhm.
VS Code Live Share is better for my point of view.
I'm not very sure what you're asking exactly. VS Code is better for what?
To write something, a
Mhm.
source code or documentation at the same time.
Yeah, of course. You can use any editor that you want. That,
But
yeah.
I mean, within our community, layer
Mhm.
5. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if it is acceptable by you or not.
Yes, it is. It's completely acceptable. We use a prettier formatter, which is just an extension that you can install in VS Code for most of our code. But in Markdown, I don't think that really affects much of it.
At least the contributors can join for a live session to write documentation at the same time, like we do Google Cloud documents.
Oh, sure. You mean like a workshop session of sorts where
Like
people are
like
collectively.
yes, like that. Yes,
All right. Do you know people who would be willing to convert it into Turkish?
I will be responsible for Turkish,
Mm-hmm.
and we will do the translation sessions,
Mm-hmm.
workshops. Like some people will work on English, some people work on Spanish, and the other people will work on other languages at the same time, but at the same workshop, within this same workshop, same
Uh,
session, together,
although,
collaboration
y-
together.
yeah, that sounds like a great idea actually. But the documentation is already in English, so it doesn't really need to be converted to that particular language. And
Yes, yes. Sorry.
apart from you, and apart from the Spanish group that we already have, I'm not exactly sure what language people will want it converted to, or people will be willing to convert it to.
But I
We'll
mean,
have to look that up.
a community of practice. What I mean, what I point to.
Hmm.
So we can practice our skills uh, to co- to make a better collaboration. Google is good, nice, but VS Code is for coding, and which contains co- co- um, code extensions like Ruby, uh, npm, and others.
Yeah. Um,
Uh, Visual Studio Code is for
yeah, yes.
coders and documentators at the same time converge that two team together, but Google is only for documentation and cloud services. It is very different and two different things, like apples and bananas.
All right. Do you mean for us, or do you want us to switch to something like
No,
Google Docs?
not switch same time. You can do some writing with VS Code and send it to Google Cloud and to our GitHub repositories.
All right. Any
This is,
particular reason we should be sending it to cloud instead of directly making a peer? Does that
uh,
help in any other way?
I don't know, I am new to community, but what I guess and dream and think of the possibilities is that yes, the Google Cloud documentation is maybe private, I don't know, private or public, but VS Code sessions for workshops to commit, to push commits.
All right.
Someone
Mhm.
will be responsible for commits, and the other will be pull request, some kind of.
All right. Yeah.
We can try at least you and me and some other manager or responsible from the community processes. Uh, a workshop we can do anytime. So
For
we can
converting
see if
documentation.
it for documentation and code, we can test it, and if it works, we can move further.
All right. Now let me talk about it with other people, and I'll get back to you on that. I'm not completely sure what difference will it make if we switch to a cloud platform
I
rather
can
than
show
just
you
making a
my
peer.
screen.
Yeah,
I can
sure,
show
of
you my
course. Go
screen.
ahead. Of course, go ahead.
Okay, this will be a quick solution. Sorry. Yes.
In the meantime, Franklin, hey, welcome back.
Hey, thank you.
Hey, this is your second meeting, right? Your second newcomers meeting?
No, this is my third meeting with the community.
Oh, all right. My bad. You're a frequent visitor then. How's it been going? How have you started with any of the projects?
Um, I think I've been looking at the documentations and I've also been making some fixes on the documentation.
Mm-hmm.
And for the website, I think the website is done, or is it not done? Like the layer ng, I think it's done. There's nothing else to do, right?
The Layer 5 NG is definitely not done. I can point
Okay.
you to a few issues by memory, I think. Have you asked anybody, any of the people working on it, or had a conversation with them?
Uh, no, I do not know those working in the front end. I only know those working at the back end.
All right.
That
And you prefer which one, front end or back end?
I prefer the front end.
All right. Let me connect you to a few people who are
Okay.
working on the front end. Will that help?
Okay. Yeah, it will help. Thank you.
All right. I'll tag you in Slack and you can have a conversation with them. I'm more than sure
Okay.
they'll be
Okay.
able to. Yeah,
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
anytime. All right. Merch, go ahead.
Okay, this is VS Code Live Share, and when I
All right.
click on share, it starts a session which I can share. I can make it read-only for terminal and uh, the documentation space, and
Mm-hmm.
I can make it read-only. Now
All
I
right.
made it read-only. Uh, there are spaces for like rooms, channels, like in Slack or IRC or any other.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's it. That's simple. And now let's make a file like
Oh, you mean shared spaces within VS Code?
yes.
Something like a cloud editor? All
It
right.
works on a cloud service called Azure, as I guess. I can save it and write together. Yes, some kind of that. So then we can push git push origin main kind of.
All right.
If it is acceptable by the community and the managers, uh, then we can run that software at the same time, like Google and the others.
Yep. Merch, correct me if I'm wrong, but the difference here is that people can come and work together with you on VS Code particularly, right? Rather
Yes,
than
working
just
together,
working alone and pushing their own commits.
working together, and someone will push the commits. That will be more technical details, uh, because there will be no chaos. There will be a management uh, hierarchy, because not everyone, if everyone joins the session, and there will be conflicts, not like file conflicts, uh,
Um, uh,
technical conflicts.
excuse, can I say something?
Yes,
Yeah,
of
of
course.
course.
Uh, Instead of sharing the section with whosoever is going to be doing the documentation with you, how about you share the work in pieces? Like since you want to change, I think you want to change the documentation to Russia, all right, or something like that. How about you guys share? Like one person takes one page, then edit it, push, another person takes one page. In that way, it's not going to be too clustery because I think sharing your code space is going to involve some certain kind of error. I'm just saying.
We
That
can try
yeah,
for
definitely.
5 minutes,
Yeah.
maybe 5 minutes. We can try it and test it, and if it works, we can do it. Or if it not works for us, for our purposes, so we we can continue with our
Okay, sure.
traditional
Yep. Yep.
progress.
Okay, sure. Let me discuss it with the other community managers, Mert, and I'll get back to you. Is that okay?
Okay, okay, yes, of
I
course.
definitely understand what you're saying. And all right. Well, I guess that's it. Have you tried experimenting with any of the other projects, Mert, except documentation? Or are you interested to?
If as I understand, you are asking my interests and study of field. If it is,
Yep.
I'm very keen to learn how internet works, cloud computing, and low-level programming. Did you read my profile that I filled in documentation? The
Yeah, I did.
private document. Yes, I'm interested. I'm into cloud computing in general.
All right. Um, have you explored any of our projects yet? Or have you had a chance to?
I'm very new to your projects, but I just read your core documentation, the page website, and I understand that you are building a community that serves other communities, like um, engines, Kubernetes, as I understand. The modern cloud technologies, the modern cloud infrastructures.
Mhm.
This is mesh, as you called. Uh,
Yep.
I like that approach because I like to connect other people together. So,
Mhm.
as I understand, you make a collaborative platform for the internet, internet cyberspace, uh, for who commits to internet software and
All right.
hardware. Is right?
Yep. You're right.
Thanks.
All right. All right. That as far as I understand it, you're willing to learn in with cloud computing, and you're interested on the security side of things.
Yes, security is very important for me, and I'm going to uh, serve to the society or internet cyberspace as a penetration test or security researcher also. But I have time for that because I'm doing a research before uh, finding CVE security vulnerabilities. Uh, I need to make a research such as searching for frameworks such as Cobra, as I remember,
Hmm.
Terminal framework,
All
and the
right. Mhm.
Go language, Go programming language itself. I need to make a deeper research to make a difference in the cyber security world because everyone can run a tool like Metasploit or Wireshark, but
Mhm.
it doesn't sound good for me because it is easy. Like all children can run Kali Linux or similar distro. It is not
Mhm.
a serious job. I want to make a difference and contribute better and better.
All right. That's a noble sentiment.
Thanks. Like yours.
Uh, Thank you. Anirudh? Are you there?
Yeah, I am. Hi, Shruti.
Hi, Anirudh. Not if you want to work with Go and are interested to learn Cobra, if that's what you said,
Yes,
Yeah,
Anirudh
uh,
might be the right person to talk to.
like I've been messing through Cobra and Viper for around months, so feel free to ask me any questions.
are you into forking, uh, at least in your private projects, the Cobra framework, or just running it in within your projects?
Yeah, I'm actually working on the Mesh3 project, right? So
Maybe
I'm using
maybe contributing to upstream.
contributing to upstream. I'm actually making changes on the Mesh3 project, the Mesh3 CTL that uses Viper and Cobra.
Okay.
So
If
if you like,
if anyone is into Cobra, or in general writing a framework or modifying a framework, I can do a research for that also at the same time, like what I try to do for documentation.
yeah. So the thing here is, we try to keep changes to a minimal. So adding a new framework is a big decision or a big headache because you have to change the existing infra. Currently we use Cobra and Cobra does everything that we need. So it's a CLI tool, right? Cobra, and Viper is a configuration tool. So we use both and they are pretty standard in the market.
Yes, because mesh is, in short, mesh is a product, but while writing a product and serving it to the internet, cyberspace, and society, uh, I need I can do a workshop for research, like documentation, uh, documentation for security tests, for research, like doing new things, uh, contributing to back to the maintainers. At this moment, it is Cobra maintainers. Uh, I can do anything. Uh, in short, is search, research, and support. Uh, I work all day, non-stop, almost. Uh, so anytime you can ping me, buzz me, and so uh, we can share ideas and um, talk about technical details.
Yeah, sure, cool.
Thanks.
All right, that works. Um, that's basically the point of this meeting, to introduce you to people in the community and to get you started, which I think we've accomplished, hopefully. I'll get back to you in the VS Code idea for sure. Apart from that, any other fields that you're interested in? Franklin, Mert, both, or
I need to
anything else
listen
that I can
yours.
help you with? Yeah.
I need to listen yours, but because I need feedback, if I can do anything more. What we need urgent is a better uh, feedback for me.
All right.
What is the urgent
Feedback form.
project,
All
or
right.
what is the urgent issue?
Okay. That kind of depends on what you want to do, and I'll point you into that field. What do you usually work with?
Um, I'm into documentation because I need to read existing source code and the
All right. In
documentation.
documentation, we actually have something that you might help us with.
And with
Uh,
documentation, I think that I can help who uh, maintains that projects, layer 5 projects, and it will help other people like Domino's. Documentation is important because when someone tries and fails on some issue, he or she will look at the documentation and copy paste the codes, commands, etc. So it is the core of the project, as I understand. I very, I'm very uh, happy uh, to be that part of this project because it is very important, mission critical, in other words. And what I mean is technical support all day for the coders, for the um, layer 5 community itself, and then layer 5 community will serve to the other people, like Dominus, yes.
All right. Yep, that works. Speaking of documentation, we do have something that you can work on. So, for translation, what you currently see on the site is a manually rigged up system and not an exact plugin that we're using for translations. We do want to incorporate a plugin, and already have chosen one. There should be an issue open on the site, and if it's not, I'll open one. Um, so there's an integration plugin called the I8 plugin, which is specialized or converted to be used on Jekyll sites, which is what the Meshy Doc site is running on. Have
Okay,
you worked with Jekyll before?
I know what it is, but I'm mainly focused on Django, PHP
Mm-hmm,
Laravel,
mm-hmm.
and other frameworks, Vue JavaScript. Uh,
All right.
I know how web works, Apache Nginx, uh, so I can write a documentation or translate it, uh,
Mm-hmm.
which is acceptable by your project.
All right. That's perfect. The translation should be perfect, but to display them on the site, we do need some sort of system victim, right? And for that, we need to incorporate a plugin into the documentation site, which is something that's been worked on for a while. And nobody's really gotten to it because bigger fish to fry, I suppose. Um, but it's completely up for grabs. So if you want to do that, I'll put a link in the meeting minutes so that you can access it and don't have to go look for it.
Okay, I will be happy to learn the source, the web links uh, when you give me
Sorry. What do you mean by source links?
the website link and the
Oh
repository
yeah,
links.
of course. Um, yeah, of course, that's my bad. So the documentation is posted on this site, which you'll also have a link to here, by the way. Is this what you wanted?
Yes, kind of, yes.
Okay. Feel free to look through the code. Feel free to ask questions on Slack. I'm sure any one of us will help you out wherever you want.
Okay. If I fail, I will ask questions like today.
Yeah, of course. That completely works.
For example, there was a script called makefile.
Mm-hmm,
Makefile contains uh, three different commands. Uh, One is npm install, one is npm start, and the other one is
mm-hmm,
a long command, which I forgot for now. When we run make command, it invokes all the commands within this file called
mm-hmm,
makefile. I know what is makefile because I compile such as Python and Emacs from source like dot configure, make install, sudo make alt install, uh, kind of. Uh, but I think there is some kind of a bug maybe because not related with us, but maybe related with npm package manager. Uh, I need to search for that because when I run make command, it returns an error.
mm-hmm.
Uh, I can show that later.
All right, that works.
Maybe there is a
Definitely.
bug.
Yeah.
There is a bug,
Mhm.
and this is what I mean. Everything is connected in my mind because I if I write a documentation, it is about not a story or a book. It is about a software and hardware. So it involves other processes like technical support, research, security, development, end users, communities, companies. So I need to focus on theory to learn and to teach other newcomers.
All right, that works. That completely works. Feel free to ask any questions that you want on Slack regarding makefairs, regarding the plugin, regarding how to set a Jekyll environment, anything.
Yes,
Um, if you want a guideline on how to set the Jekyll environment, I think we have something on here, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, we do. All right, so we have a guide here in here somewhere that tells you how to set up a Jekyll environment, and if it's not on here, it will be on the README on the Mesh repo. So you'll have a pretty good guide to set up a dev environment, and post that, let us know any questions that you might have, and we'll be happy to answer them for you.
thanks.
That works,
I'm
I
happy
suppose.
to be here,
Mhm.
and uh, I I started quickly, fast. Um, if I make a mistake, please tell me that you have some kind of mistakes in
Of
that.
course, definitely.
Yes, please correct me in short.
Sure, you can't really go wrong here, though. Take your best shot at it, and we'll help you out as when needed.
Thanks.
Great. All right, I think that concludes the call for today. If there are no other questions,
How many
Uh,
minutes
I have a question
do we have?
actually.
sure, Franklin, go on.
The site is being built on GQL, it's running on GQL. I think there are 5 or 7
Hmm.
sites. I think one, two, three. So I just want to ask, do you know the language Jekyll is using? Because I have never used Jekyll before. Like I use HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Tailwind, CSS. I've never used Jekyll, so I don't know. Do you know what Jekyll is made up of? I've
Hmm.
searched it online and it's really confusing.
Oh, all right. Jekyll is actually nothing more than a static site generator, which basically means that it handles the entire platform for you and allows you to only focus on, shall I say, the front end part of it, which works out very beautifully for you, I suppose, because you are focused on front end. If you want to understand the structure of how Jekyll works, because that can be a little confusing, let me send you a link that would explain that, and I think you'll be good to go from there. Have you set up the Jekyll dev environment on your local system?
No, no, I haven't set it up.
All right. You might want to do that before you go understand it, because won't be able to run anything
Okay,
otherwise.
okay,
Great. You'll find instructions on a README in the Mesh repo as well. Those are
okay,
pretty clear, but if you get stuck anywhere in there, come on Slack, ask questions, we'll sort it out for you.
okay. These sites running on Jekyll, they also
Yep.
need contributions, or is there no more
Yep, they do.
contributions? Okay, they do need
They definitely
contributions.
do.
Okay.
Hmm.
I found out that the layer ng doesn't
Yep.
run on Jekyll.
Nope. The Layer5 NG
Running
is the only
on.
site that does not run on Jekyll. It
Okay,
runs on
it's
Gatsby,
on
which is
Gatsby.
a
Yeah.
React framework. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for the explanation. You were asking a question if we'd like to work in any other part apart from
Hmm.
the front end. My computer went off, so what I want to say is that I also love to be in the documentation because I'm a technical writer. I've
Right.
written articles on Go,
Hmm.
Tailwind that could explain. Like for example,
Hmm.
when I came on the community, there's some errors I found on the documentation. I quickly fixed it, and I really do think I would love to be involved in the documentation.
Great. That works. Let me send you a few issues that you can work on, that you can possibly work on
Okay,
Slack.
thank you,
Does that
thank
help?
you. Yeah, please send them. Thank you.
Great. All right. All right. Any other questions?
How many minutes do we have?
As for the meeting, we can go on
For two,
for longer if you
for
want.
today's. No, no. What time is it there? It is almost uh, 6 p.m. here.
Oh, what time is it for me? It's about 8 p.m.
Mine is 3:30 p.m.
The wonders of
Okay,
international community.
I guess it is enough for today because maybe you will have your dinner, uh, or you will rest and uh, have your private life. So it is enough for me for today.
All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and say yes to that. And all right, if there are any more questions, we'll end the call for today.
We can write messages to Slack, and
Yeah, of course.
if it
Feel
is
free to.
urgent, we can go with that.
Yep, you're very, very welcome to ask any and every question that you might have on Slack.
Thanks for today. Thanks for your help, and take care.
All right. Same time next week. Bye bye.
See, see you. Bye bye.